All right. Good morning, everybody. Oh, give me 1 second. All right. Good morning, everyone. Sorry about that. Technical errors on my end. I did not know about the link thing, but that has been resolved, and we are here now. All right. Let's get started. Today, we're going to focus on stretching. And if we have time, we'll definitely go through the form and all that. Feet together, right fists, left palm, show courtesy. We're going to start off with our standing meditation. Make sure to keep the knees bent, hips tucked. And we're going to move on to the Qigong. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. Last. Breathe in. Out. Next one, breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. And the closing, breathe in. And out. Shake it out. Next stretch. Up. down. Stretch it up. Down. Right side. Switch. Switch. And switch. Neck rotations. Other direction. And hands up. Wrist rotations in. Out. Shoulder rotations forward. Back. Slap the kidneys. Chest. Center. Hip rotations. Other way. And keep the feet separated. Move on to the grab the ball waist turning. Remember to engage the core and keep the eyes focused on the imaginary ball. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Other way. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Last one. Breathe in. And out. Feet together. Knee rotations. Other way. Separate the feet. Knee rotations inside circles. Other way. And shake it out. Right ankle, inside circles. Other way. And switch. Other way. Shake it out. And slap the left side. Switch. Legs. Lower back. Stomach washing. top of the head. Warm up hands. Massage the face, forehead. Eyes. Nose. Mouth. Neck. Thyroid glands. Kidneys. And shake it out. Move on to the 8 brocades in between sets of 2. We're going to do some stretching starting from the top down. Number 1, holding up the sky. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Last rep. Breathe in. Out. In. And out. Next, we move on to number 2. Just as a quick note, when I'm breathing and I breathe really loud, that's just because I'm teaching. Like when I practice on my own, my breath is almost, soundless. It's a habit I got into because way back in the day when I used to teach, I never used to say breathe in, breathe out. Since we started online, I started doing that, and it seems to work out pretty well. But nonetheless, when you breathe, make sure it's very gentle and very quiet, both inhaling and exhaling. All right, next one, number 2, pulling the bow and shooting the arrow. Breathe in. And out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. And the closing, breathe in. And out. Shake it out, stand up. All right. Now we stretch, starting with our shoulders. So grab your shoulder, try to bring it to the other side. Supposedly my shoulders are double jointed because I can bring it all the way to the other side. And I found out this weekend that that's not normal. But that's what you want to try and go for. Try to get your shoulder, well, your elbow rather, over to the other side. And switch sides. Next stretch. You're going to try and interlock both hands and pull your elbow back. If you can't grab here, use the other hand and push back on the elbow. And as we do these stretches, particularly when we're standing, try to keep the knees bent and stay in that like neutral position, just so that you don't lose the warmth we've already generated. And switch sides. Same story. If you can't interlock the fingers, just push back on the tricep area. And shake it out. Next, biceps. I don't really have a flat surface. You're going to put your hand on a flat surface and press up. It might help to either have your hand this way or this way. It feels different either way. So feel that out and feel whatever you feel you get the most out of. Sometimes I like to overturn so that the stretch isn't just the bicep, it's this whole area. Hold. And switch sides. Same story. Put the fingers down or fingers pointing behind you. And I overturn just a little bit just to increase the stretch. And shake it out. Next, our forearms. You're going to grab your hand and pull your wrist back. And then extend your arm, pretty much locking your elbow. You want to be stretching the bottom part here. And flip to the other side. Now you're going to press, instead of pressing up on the hand, press down and straighten out the arm, stretching the top. It's definitely a subtle stretch, and it's not the type of stretch that's going to leave you feeling sore, but it is going to maintain the elasticity. And switch arms, fingers down, flexing the wrist up, the underside of the forearm. And flip it around, other way. And it helps to make sure the arm is almost, if not locked. I know generally we don't want to lock the arm, but you do want to get a full extension to make sure everything's staying cool. And last one, our fingers. Just going to put all your fingertips together and bring them together and back. And shake it out. All right. Next, we're going to move on to number 3, pressing up and down for the stomach and the spleen. Remember to be conscientious of the stretch on one side and the compression on the other side. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Last one. Breathe in. Out. And the closing. Breathe in. and out. Next one, number 4, looking back. Remember to open the eyes wide as you look back. And when you look back, it's not just the head that turns, the waist goes with it. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Last one, breathe in. Out. And the closing, breathe in. And out. Shake it out. Next one. Oh, well, we're going to stretch this side now. And the chest, for the chest is really not too much you can do, as far as I know anyway. So I always found just opening up this way really helps to really stretch the chest more so than anything. But I need to look up more stretches for chest. All right. Next, the sides. Now for this, a lot of times it's easy to want to let your shoulder come up. And actually your shoulder has to come up a little bit, but you don't want it tense. So keep your shoulder up and try to keep your hips square and lean to the side. It's a little bit uncomfortable, especially because sometimes you're going to want to throw your hips back or you're going to want to raise your shoulder. But you kind of got to fight the urge to do that, and you'll feel the stretch on the side. And switch sides. And one more time, other side. And switch. Shake it out. Now, next one, you're going to put this, I do this just as a support. You're going to lean back almost like the exercise number 6. And you want to open all this up to stretch the front. And hold it for a little bit and then come down. This isn't for your legs. You're going to stretch down and you really just want everything to relax out and let your spine kind of decompress and let your head hang very loosely here. And then we're going to repeat one more time. So come up real slow. Use the hands as support in the lower back. and arc backward. And come forward. And just relax down. And really let everything just be loose and relaxed. And let the spine stretch as it needs to. And shake it out. All right. Next, we move on to number 5, wagging the tail. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last rep. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. And out. And shake it out. Next one, number 6. Almost exactly the same as the stretches we did. But what's the difference? Why didn't I just wait till we got to number 6? 6 is very organ specific. You don't overstretch. And this, you can do literally the same exact way. But with regard to the health, the hands are down and they're not hanging. They're intentionally on the feet because there are pressure points on your feet. They correlate to your kidneys. Same thing with this. And the focus isn't so much on the stretch. It's either on the pressure points here or just generating heat in the upper back for the benefit of your immune system. So that's just a quick compare contrast between the different exercises. All right, number 6. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. out, in, out, and the closing, breathe in, and out. Next, we're going to go straight through 7 and 8 so that we can just focus on the lower half. Number 7, staring at the fist with angry eyes. Remember, the arms are tense as they go out, relax as they come back in. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. And the closing, breathe in. And out. And last but not least, number 8, rising up with the heels to bring the energy to the crown. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. And out. Shake it out. All right. We're going to do our leg stretches seated. Sure. Well, not seated, but on the floor. So if you need to, run and grab your yoga mats. Or if you don't mind doing it on the hard floor, or you're outside in the grass, that is cool too. Okay. Again, starting from the top down. Work our hips. One leg forward and bounce down. Now it helps. It's important that you keep your hips straight. You don't want to turn this way because then it's going to defeat the stretch here. And if this ends up being easy for you, put your elbows down this way. And yes, I am being lazy by not doing that. And sometimes it helps to give it a bounce. I always give my stretches a little bit of bounce. Some people prefer not to. It's up to you. You can just hold it and be, still. And switch legs. And check it out and sit down. Now, you want to put one leg over, and this bottom leg can be straight, like this if you want it to be. I always prefer to bend it for, it doesn't really change anything in my opinion. I've never felt the difference either way. Bring your knee to your shoulder, as close as you can get it anyway. And that stretch, you should feel it here, up. And grab the foot, stretch it out. I always put my hand out in the back as a counterbalance, but I think it's more of a mental thing than anything, because whether I do it or not, it doesn't really change much. And switch legs. And bring it. And again, this one is actually one of the few stretches that I don't bounce, but you can kind of pulsate, like bring it in and then relax, bring it in and then relax, or you can just hold it. And then for this one, I usually just hold it, but again, everybody's preferences are different. And grab the foot, stretch it out. And go back, put the feet together, butterfly stretch. As opposed to getting the head down, just put the hands on the knees and push down. And you want to kind of get naturally kind of hang out at your maximum and then push down, which is what's going to create the bounce. It's kind of like a recoil. You don't want to bounce and just kind of relax and go down, relax and go down. If this is my max, I'm going to push past it and then come back to it. Meaning I should never be relaxed. And obviously you don't want to overdo it because you don't want anything to pull. What else helps is to get like ankle weights. I have my ankle weights and I'll just lay them here. And honestly, at that point, I'll just lay down and try not to fall asleep. And right side, well, right leg out. Stretch forward. Now this is going to be kind of a 2-for-1. It's one thing to just stretch forward like this. That's great, fantastic. Grab your foot and pull it back. That's going to stretch the bottom of your foot too. Not the bottom of your foot, the calf. So essentially, pulling the foot is going to stretch all this by pulling those muscles that way. And switch sides. Stretch forward, same story. Pull back on the foot. That way you get the calf stretch. And try to get your head as close to your knee as possible. Now put one leg back and lie back. And you want to try and push the hip up. That way you can get more of a pull here. And switch. Same story. Remember to push up on the hip. And if you want to, you can lay down all the way. It just hurts my foot because I'm barefoot and it doesn't feel nice. Normally I do it, but today is just a special day. And shake it out. And last one. Open up. And stretch forward. Want to try to keep the toes up and your back straight and get your head down as close as you can to the ground. The hardest thing is going to be keeping the toes up if you open up to your maximum. If you don't open up max, keeping your toes up is going to be really easy. And by that, I was not saying you should bring up your feet closer. You want to be open to your max and challenge yourself to keep your feet up. And switch to the right side. And left. And stand up. And we're really short on time, and plus I'm technically a little bit over. So, gonna end class here because I know I ran a little late, but I know they also have other classes and I don't want to get in the way of that. So, I highly recommend you take some time to go over the 24 postures. I would do it now, but 5 minutes is really not enough time, and I don't want to go more over than I already am. Make sure next class, which is Thursday, if you're going to be there, bring the weights. If not, it's all right. We'll start from the bottom up then. We'll work our legs, and then once everybody can remember to bring their weights, including myself, we'll get to that. And remember, it's not heavyweight, 1 or 2 pounds. If you really want to go heavy, the max I'd say is 5, because we go more for reps than for weight. And yeah, take the time to look back at the other videos, or, honestly, first of all, you should try to go through it yourself without the aid of a video, and then look back at the other class videos and go through the form. And that's also a good way to think about questions. If you have questions you want to ask me about the form or about the Qigong or whatever, start practicing on your own. And then you say, oh, I'm not sure how he does this. I'm not sure how he does this. I'm not sure why he does this or how to do it. And, either here or in class Thursday, that's your time to ask. But that said, I'm sorry that I ran a little bit late today. A little bit of confusion on my part, but problem solved. Next class will be smoother. Hope to see you all on Thursday. Thank you all for coming out. Right fist, left palm, show courtesy. Thank you all. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Hope to see you all next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.